Two games have completely dominated YouTube, TikTok, and Roblox recommendations: Rivals and 99 Nights. One is a super competitive shooter where every match feels sweaty and chaotic. And the other is a survival game where players slowly try to survive night after night while managing resources and avoiding death. Both games became insanely popular. Both games built huge communities. And both games have fans constantly arguing over which one is actually better. So today, we're comparing everything: gameplay, updates, replayability, grinding, community, content creation, and most importantly, which game actually has the better future. Because honestly, these games are very different. And by the end of this video, one of them is going to look way stronger than the other. Let's get into it. Part 1. Let's start with first impressions, because first impressions matter a lot for Roblox games. The first 10 minutes usually decide if someone keeps playing or instantly leaves. Now, when you first load into Rivals, the game immediately throws action at you. Fast movement, gunshots everywhere, players flying around the map. You instantly realize this is not a casual game. Even the menus and animations feel fast. The game wants you to jump into combat instantly. And honestly, that's one of the reasons why people get addicted so quickly. Now compare that to 99 Nights. The feeling is completely different. You spawn into a dark forest. The atmosphere feels creepy. The pacing is slower. Instead of instantly fighting players, you're collecting resources and trying to survive. And honestly, 99 Nights probably has the better atmosphere. The sound design, the darkness, the feeling of danger. It genuinely feels tense sometimes. Meanwhile, Rivals is more focused on speed and adrenaline. So right away, the games already appeal to different types of players. If you love competitive gameplay and fast reactions, you'll probably prefer Rivals instantly. But if you enjoy slower survival games with progression and teamwork, then 99 Nights might feel more interesting. And honestly, that's why comparing these games is difficult. Because technically, they're trying to do different things. Part 2. Now let's talk about gameplay. Starting with Rivals, the gameplay loop is very simple. Join a match, fight players, unlock rewards, get better, repeat. But the reason it works so well is because of the movement and combat. Every fight feels intense. A good player can completely destroy an entire lobby. And because the game is skill-based, improving actually feels rewarding. When you first start playing, you'll probably get destroyed. But after learning movement and aiming, you slowly improve. And that feeling of improvement keeps players grinding for hours. Now let's compare that to 99 Nights. 99 Nights has much slower gameplay. Instead of quick matches, the game focuses on long survival sessions. You gather resources, build defenses, manage health and food, and survive increasingly difficult nights. The game creates tension differently. Rivals creates pressure through combat. 99 Nights creates pressure through survival. And honestly, both systems work really well. But there's one problem. 99 Nights can start feeling repetitive after a while. Eventually, you realize you're doing the same tasks repeatedly. Collect wood, upgrade base, survive night, repeat. Meanwhile, Rivals stays fresh longer because players themselves create variety. Every match feels different, different enemies, different skill levels, different moments. Sometimes you dominate. Sometimes you get completely destroyed. That unpredictability helps the game stay entertaining longer. And honestly, this is where competitive games usually have an advantage over survival games, because players themselves become the content. So in terms of pure replayability and gameplay longevity, I think Rivals takes this category. Part 3. Now let's talk about updates, because updates can literally decide if a Roblox game survives. A game can become massively popular overnight. But if developers stop adding content, players leave very quickly. Now Rivals has been pretty strong with updates. New weapons, new maps, events, balance changes, season passes. And because the game is competitive, even small changes can completely affect gameplay. A single overpowered weapon can suddenly change the entire meta. That keeps players interested. Now 99 Nights also had some strong updates, new mechanics, items, quality of life improvements, and survival features. But the difference is how the updates feel. Rivals updates usually create hype. Players instantly want to grind, try new weapons, unlock cosmetics, and test new strategies. Meanwhile, 99 Nights updates mostly improve the survival experience. That's good. But it doesn't always create long-term excitement. And another important thing is YouTube content. Rivals content performs insanely well online. Clips, funny moments, montages, clutches, challenge videos. There are so many possibilities. Meanwhile, 99 Nights videos can sometimes start looking similar after a while. And if content starts feeling repetitive, players slowly lose interest too. So overall, I think Rivals also wins the updates and content category. Part 4. Now let's talk about the communities. Because communities can completely change how fun a game feels. And honestly, the communities for these games are very different. Rivals has one of the sweatiest communities on Roblox right now. If you're a new player, you're probably getting destroyed immediately. Players are constantly practicing movement and aim. And sometimes matches feel insanely competitive. But weirdly enough, that's also why players keep coming back. Winning actually feels rewarding. Improving feels satisfying. Now compare that to 99 Nights. The 99 Nights community feels much more casual. People usually play with friends, build together, survive together. And honestly, that's one of the biggest strengths of the game. 99 Nights is way more fun with friends. Meanwhile, Rivals can still be enjoyable even when playing alone. That's a huge advantage. But both communities definitely have problems. Rivals can sometimes become too sweaty. New players might quit quickly because the skill gap feels massive. Meanwhile, 99 Nights can sometimes feel boring during long sessions, especially if you've already experienced most of the content. So honestly, this category is pretty balanced. It mostly depends on what type of player you are. Part 5. Now this is probably the most important category. Which game gets boring faster? And honestly, I think 99 Nights loses here. Don't get me wrong, the first few days of playing 99 Nights are genuinely amazing. The atmosphere feels fresh. The survival mechanics feel intense. Every night feels stressful. and discovering new mechanics is really fun. But eventually, the excitement slowly fades. You realize you're repeating the same gameplay loop again and again. And once players master the survival system, the challenge disappears. Now, rivals can also become repetitive eventually. Every multiplayer game does. But competitive games naturally last longer because players create randomness. One insanely skilled player can completely change a match. One clutch moment can suddenly make the game exciting again. And the feeling of improving keeps players grinding. That's why games like shooters often survive for years. There's always another player to beat, another rank to achieve, another strategy to learn. Meanwhile, survival games usually depend more heavily on updates. Without new mechanics or content, survival games often lose players faster. And honestly, we've already started seeing that happen a little with 99 Nights. The hype was insane at first, but maintaining that hype long-term is difficult. So overall, Rivals definitely wins in replayability. Part 6. So which game has the brighter future? Honestly, this category is interesting because 99 Nights still has huge potential. The atmosphere is amazing. The survival concept works. And if the developers add deeper progression systems, bosses, new locations, or more challenges, the game could absolutely explode again. But right now, Rivals simply feels more future-proof. Competitive games naturally survive longer. Players are always chasing improvement. And because short-form content dominates YouTube and TikTok right now, Rivals clips spread insanely fast online. One crazy clip can instantly go viral. That constantly brings new players into the game. Meanwhile, survival games usually depend more on massive updates to regain hype. And if updates slow down, player counts can drop very quickly. So in terms of long-term future potential, I honestly think Rivals currently has the stronger position. Final verdict. So, which game is actually better if you want? Fast gameplay, competitive matches, skill-based combat, and replayability? Then Rivals is probably the better game for you. But if you want atmosphere, survival gameplay, team-based progression, and slower pacing, then 99 Nights might honestly be more enjoyable. Overall, if we're talking about longevity, replayability, updates, and staying power, I think Rivals wins, not by a massive amount. 99 Nights had an incredible peak. But Rivals feels like the type of game people will still be grinding months later. Still, both games are honestly some of the best Roblox games we've gotten recently. And both games did something really important. But now I want to hear your opinion. Which game do you think is better? Rivals or 99 Nights? Comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you've been smashed the like, share, and subscribe button.